Okay, so today is just going to sort of be a short rambly video about the upcoming release of the RP4 and RP4 Pro, and a little bit of chat about the older Retroid devices and where we're up to. So one of the things I was really looking forward to having in the RP4 was some analog triggers, the start and select buttons being put in a better place, maybe up here or down here, and the new Hall sticks for the sticks down here. And that seems to be exactly what we got, as well as a new chip. Now, personally, chip-wise, I don't think they had to go as hard as they did. I think a lot of people would have been really happy with a RP4 which was just the Dimensity 900 chip. I think that would have been plenty. But I'm really glad that they went a step further and they gave us the RP4 Pro with the Dimensity 1100 chip.
So this device seems to perfectly bridge the gap between the lower and higher end emulation devices, with price versus what money will get you in terms of performance.
So that chip should really get us performance that even sort of outperforms the Odin 1. This will literally be the end game device for many people out there. We're going to have great performance with GameCube and with PlayStation 2. Some Switch games are even going to be possible on there.
Now, I already happily play all the PS2 games that I want on my RP3 Plus, so I'd likely be able to upscale them on both of these devices, and it will play a lot of the titles that the RP3 Plus might struggle with now.
So one of the reasons that I wanted to upgrade was for the new Netflix GTA 3 remaster things that have come out recently. And the RP3 Plus, I don't know if you can see on there, the frame rate, it's suffering. And if we tried to play that, well, I can't even get it to run on the RP3. So one thing I'd like to talk about is these devices seem to hold their value really well, like more than I expected. So these two devices here have actually been sold now. So the RP3 Plus here actually sold for more than I bought it for a year ago, which was great. And then the RP3 standard model has gone for just under what I paid for a year ago. So that means my new RP4 Pro has actually ended up costing me about £20. It's cost about £20 for me to upgrade from this to the new model, the Pro model. And then anything from this is just bonus money. So why have I got two of these? Well, many people will remember when this device was released, the RP3. It was a great device. It had a new form factor. It was very sleek. It was like a Switch Lite Mini. But not long after this one, within months, this was announced, the RP3 Plus. So not only was this a significant performance upgrade over the RP3, but it came in these flashy colors as well. And as an original Tamagotchi fan, I could not turn down getting something that was in this color. I really like it. So obviously with getting an RP4 Pro, these devices are now a bit pointless for me to own. So I was really glad that I got so much back for them, considering I wasn't expecting to get much for them at all. And if I wasn't going to get much for them, I wasn't really wanting to let go of them because I'm a bit of a hoarder. Now the form factor itself doesn't hold much nostalgia for me. I do have a Switch Lite and a standard Switch. And I do like this shape, it feels comfortable. I tend to like the offset triggers, but I don't mind them being at the bottom too much. The only thing for me is the Switch particularly, and even the Switch Lite, even though they're still fairly compact, they still feel slightly too big to chuck in a bag, whereas this is just about the right size. And the other thing was, when I got this, I was really expecting Nintendo to put all of the past N64 catalogue, maybe some Wii games, some GameCube games on here, the same they did with the Wii Shop. And that did not happen for a long time after owning this device. And even now that some of those games are on there, you have to pay a monthly fee to access them, and not all of the games are on there still. So as much as I love my Switch, it's a bit pointless having it when you can have something that's smaller, more compact, and we'll be able to play pretty much everything, even up to some games that would just run on this. So I'll keep the RP2 Plus, I still really like this device. Obviously, it's a bit pointless owning one of these if you own the new Pro model, but I still really like the form factor of this. I still like the offset triggers, even though this is a slider. So yeah, what are your thoughts on the RP4 and the RP4 Pro? Personally, I don't really see much point in upgrading to just the 4. I think the Pro model gives you so much more for so little extra money that it just seems like a no-brainer. I feel like most people are just going to go for the Pro model. And then realistically, you probably wouldn't even need to upgrade to anything else after that. I mean, it's hitting that sweet spot then between things like the Steam Deck and the Odin 2, and then devices like the area where this would have covered, the RP3 Plus. So yeah, it sounds like it's going to be an amazing device. I'm really excited to get my hands on it. And I'd also probably advise anyone out there who's considering getting a 4 or a 4 Pro and is putting it off because they're like, oh, well, I've already got RP3 Plus lying around. Well, maybe consider selling it, because this thing seems to have held its value very well over the past 12 months. So it's certainly worth seeing what you can get for this, because it might mean that the upgrade to the Pro model doesn't actually cost you that much at all.